All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Last Monday of July. So, hey, everybody. We're just going to let a couple of people come on and we're just going to wait here a couple minutes, give us a chance to kind of settle in. So, hey, everybody. Um, we're finally kind of getting some nice weather. Gia's in the house.
Hi, guys. Happy Monday.
So Gia's here, and it's always fun to come together for letters from spirit because, um, it's always fun to kind of hear what the guides have to say about specific things and give us little nuggets to kind of work through, think about, implement. So,
We should start doing a
yeah,
roll call while people are getting on.
sure, let's do roll call.
Let us know.
All right. So, where are you guys chiming in from? Let us know. We really want to know where you're coming from. Also, if you're new to Letters from Spirit, we want to know that as well. So maybe let us know where you're from and if it's your first time. So let us know that. I did this thing to this weekend. I'll just, as we're waiting for people to kind of come on, my kid, my older son is in town from New York and he's with his fiance and he's in town. And so obviously I'm over the moon. They're going to be with us for a little while. So really excited. So over the weekend, we all work during the week, all of them and us, and we all work. And so on the weekend, we kind of got away. And so Sunday we went to this lovely little place to have kind of a a celebratory drink. They newly engaged, and so we went to this wonderful little terrace that has this wonderful ocean view. And we got to the hotel where this place is, and it's one of our favorite places to go and kind of sit. It's kind of special to be there. And of course, being newly engaged is special. And so we went there, but the line was really long to get in. So there was a line going outside to the patio. And so we had to wait in this line. And I thought, oh no, this is never going to work. It's like, really want to show them a nice time. We had done like errands and stuff. So let's sit back and enjoy. The line was long, so we're never going to get in there, not at all. So my husband's like, let's just wait. So we wait. And can I tell you, we actually were given the best table on the entire rooftop, like the best table right overlooking the ocean. It's like, are you kidding me? I almost left because I thought we're never going to get in. It's like all these tables were used and things are kind of spaced out a little bit because of social distancing. And OMG, the best table on the entire wreck. Oh, it was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, these kids have luck. I'm telling you. The first time last week, we get this free meal. This week they get the best table on the roof.
They're never going to want to leave.
I am telling you. Maybe that's it. Maybe the universe is giving them all this fun, wonderful ways in California, so they stay in California. Maybe the universe is in cahoots. Anyway, I thought that was really fun. So I just couldn't believe it. I said, these kids are like lucky.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the whole line. I'm like, no way. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to start giving you some where people are calling in from.
Yeah, tell me.
Let's see. We got Pamela calling from Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
We've got, hey, Roxy. Roxy is a friend of mine. She came on a couple weeks ago.
Roxy's back.
Yeah,
hey, Roxy.
She's in Vista.
Thank you. Last time you did a watch party. You're awesome for doing that, by the way. I didn't know. That was awesome that you did that. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
So for people who don't know what a watch party is,
yeah.
Okay, that weren't like, I'm a little technically challenged. Roxy's really good at this. But if you do a watch party when somebody's like yourself doing this live, they can hit, would you like to start a live watch party? And what that does is then sends out notification to all of their friends list, so that then their friends
can hear motivation too.
Correct. So that their friends can jump on. So if you
It's a fun topic for motivation.
Ever want to know what that feature's for? It's kind of a cool way. It opens it up to your own friends list and lets other people jump on.
It was amazing. So thank you so much, Roxy, for doing that. That was such a surprise, and I was so grateful. That was wonderful. So thank you so much for that. So who else is chiming in? So we've got Chicago, Pamela from Chicago.
Kat from Camarillo.
Hey, Kat.
We've got, let's see here. We got Kayla in Nevada.
Hey, Kayla.
Amy from Missouri.
Hey, Amy.
Julie from Riverside. Paula. It's first time on. She's in Houston, but you did a reading for her last Friday. She said that was awesome.
Oh, thanks, Paula. Hey, Paula, how are you? Thanks for chiming in.
Sandy's calling from Reno. Apparently, again, she's sitting in her backyard in the rain. So it's raining in Reno.
Oh, raining in Reno. That could be a song.
Right. Donna, first time, calling from Eastern Washington.
Hey, Donna, from Eastern Washington.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Hey. Trisha, also first time, San Diego.
Hey, Trisha. Thanks for joining.
Joyce Winnetka.
Hey, Joyce.
Mm-hmm. And we've got Maria from New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Melissa, Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, you. Thank you.
Denise from Massachusetts.
Denise from Massachusetts. Great.
Nina from Calabasas.
Hey, Nina.
Linda from Arizona.
Linda from Arizona.
Evie's on. We know she's from Orange County.
Hey, Evie.
Hi, Evie. And let's see. We've got Margie from New York.
Hi, Margie from New York.
She said it was great to see your son and fiance last week.
Oh, wasn't that great? I told him, I said, you gave a cameo.
Yeah, not expecting it.
They're in town. Yeah, I'm like, come in. I love it. Unexpected surprises.
Renette from New Mexico.
Annette?
Renette.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Renette.
And then we've got Shannon from Newberry Park.
Hey, Shannon.
Dina, South Carolina.
Dina from South. Hey, Dina.
Roxy loves us. Well, we love you too, Roxy.
Thanks, Roxy.
Cassie just says, hi, G and Monica.
Hi, Cassie.
And Lucy, St. John's, Florida.
Hi, Lucy.
Sherry in Riverside.
Hey, Sherry.
Tracy from New Jersey.
Hey, Tracy from New Jersey.
Sarah, this is her first time. She doesn't say where she's from, but she's new here. So,
hi, Sarah.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks for joining.
Lorraine, Granada Hills. Oh,
hi, Lorraine.
Sarah's from PA, Pennsylvania. So she just
Sarah's from Pennsylvania. She's the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Sarah. Hope you enjoy.
Letitia just said you did a reading for her about 2 months ago.
Hi, Letitia. How are you? Thank you for joining in.
And we've got
Thank you for saying you had a reading with me.
Yeah, and we've got Michelle calling in from Illinois. She says she has a reading scheduled with you this Saturday, and she's so excited.
Me too. I love giving readings. I love it.
So
I
yeah,
do.
That looks like we've got
fantastic. Okay, good. So wonderful. So today we're going to talk about motivation, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and so of course I'll read the letter from Spirit, and then we'll kind of chime in, do a little chit chat about it, and see what your thoughts are on it, and what your thoughts are on motivation, and if there's areas that you're struggling in with motivation. You know, I got some emails and some messages and stuff from different people, and you know, I always like to share some things if I feel it could be something that could be helpful for anybody joining in. And one of the messages that I received this week was from somebody who asked me about protection, and they asked about the need to protect yourself from energy, protect yourself from whatever, protect yourself. And so she had asked my take on that, and what do you think about protection? And it reminded me of, a channeling session I did with Edgar. Edgar are my guides, basically, for you guys that are new, that are chiming in. Edgar is a collective group. They're my guides. And so I've been channeling with them for several years now. And I remember doing something and talking with Edgar about protection. And they said to me that there is no need for protection. But if you have something where it makes you feel comfortable to protect, you know, if you want to build this auric field around you, or you want to create this white light around you, they said there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing it. That's perfectly fine to do it, but it's not necessary, and it is not needed, that there's nothing to protect yourself from. But they did say, if there is something to protect yourself from, we say, protect yourself from negative thoughts. And they said that we wish to always put focus and attention on protecting yourself from. And so I thought that was really interesting. You know, I do, readings all the time, and I don't, use any protection or anything like that. I keep things real simple. I don't, because, I know the love of the spirit world, but but thoughts, think about that. Sometimes, we have thoughts, and thoughts are kind of, we're creating them, right? And so we have to be mindful of that. And so we should protect ourselves from thoughts that we have that don't hold good feelings to us. So anyway, they had said that. So that was my comeback. If anybody has any thoughts about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, let's open up. You have time? We have time for a couple some questions.
Yep.
Yeah. So any mediumship type questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys have
Now's the
any
time.
mediumship questions that you have for me? Now's a great time to kind of post some questions that you might have in regards to mediumship or readings or what to expect during a reading or anything that you might have in regards to, the other side and the process of connecting and communicating and all of that. So I'm here to answer those questions for you. So type them in and I'll answer them. Also, today there was, sometimes people ask me also, they say, do my loved ones hear me? And, I always do this thing with my clients. I always tell my clients to kind of connect with their loved ones prior to a reading with me. I always say the day before, sit and set this wonderful intention to invite them in. And I always say it's a process where you just kind of sit still and get quiet and you just put your thoughts out to them and you think of them and they respond. And so today I was doing this reading with two sisters, and I brought through their dad, and it was interesting. We had this lovely reading, this wonderful dialogue with all sorts of great things, and lots of people came in. Both of their mother-in-laws came in. All these people came in, but we were on this reading with their dad, and one of the things the dad said is, I said, I said, he wants to talk about your wedding album, your wedding photo album, and your dad wants to talk about that. And I just have to say that I know there's something about you and your wedding album and your photograph. And she goes, and she says, Monica, that is what I asked my dad to give me, that to make me know that he was there, that he would bring that up. And dad brought it up. But see, she spoke to her dad. She put her thoughts out the day before, whenever she had done this connection, and there he was. He heard his daughter, and he came forward with that information that she wanted to hear. So how sweet! Isn't that sweet? That's just so sweet. So anyway, so your loved ones hear you. They also ask, questions that I get asked. Also, was do they know what's going around? Do they know what's going on? Do they know what's going on with us? And absolutely. I mean, they're so in tune with that. I think we talked about it last week a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I won't, chime in on that, but yes, I mean, absolutely. And
we got a couple questions coming in. Just a couple people that came on recently, so I'm just going to do a quick shout out. Kelly from See Me.
Hey, Kelly.
Elaine is here again from Buffalo, New York. So
hey, Elaine from Buffalo.
And then Jeannie is first time on from New York.
Hi, Jeannie from New York.
Okay.
Love. Thanks, you guys, for being here.
I want to make sure everybody hear Monica okay. I mean, I don't have anybody else saying. One person said they were having a hard time hearing you. So if you guys could do thumbs up or hearts that you're hearing her okay.
Yeah, please.
While we're running through these questions, it doesn't appear that.
Okay. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing thumbs up. Okay.
All right. Good.
Okay. Kat has a question.
Okay. Hey, Kat.
Does your energy ever get drained? She says, today I'm wiped out of my energy, and I wonder if spirits do that.
Yes. And interesting because yes. Well, first of all, loved ones use my energy to communicate. So, so as a medium, your loved ones are actually working and using my energy to make connections, right? So I always say how when I do mediumship readings, I have to be very up and I have to have a lot of energy, right? They use that energy. I always call it like a gas tank. It's like a full tank and then, they go through the gas, right? So they use the energy. So yeah, they really do. And, also sometimes before I even step into a reading, sometimes my energy will just go, and it's almost like they're utilizing something. They're bringing my energy really down for a particular reading. And usually there's something kind of profound that happens with that particular reading, but they're working with me to kind of make that happen. So yeah, you can get very, very drained. That's why I limit my readings to a certain amount a day that I feel comfortable that I can do to be able to give a good solid reading. So, I know that there's a certain amount that I can do. And if I go beyond that, I know it'll be won't be as strong. And so I don't do it. And so, yeah, so there's only so much energy you can have. And I always need a little bit of breaks in between because sometimes I work like 10-hour days.
Right.
Yeah,
or
I
more.
work 10 hours or 12
or more.
But I'll put breaks in between because I've learned and I have enough power, enough energy to know how many I can do within that power before I have to refuel. You know what I mean? So refill that tank. Or yes, your energy will go down.
So I'm kind of seeing a little bit of a trend in some questions. So I'll just put it at you what I think would probably answer a few of these questions.
Great.
For instance, Sarah says her dad passed last month, but she hasn't seen any signs from him. Wants to know if he's around her. And of course, then Linda says, "Hi, Monica. Can the other side hear us during your readings?" Meaning probably us, the customer, the person sitting for the reading. So I think
I had a class. Let me just tell you for a second because I don't want to lose my train of thought. One of my readings today. So I talked about the one I did with the wedding album, and oh, did I talk about that one? I said that one right about the wedding album. I forgot to even tell you the whole point. She had just gone through her wedding album, so that one reading was, did I? Oh my God, did I even talk about that? Did I even talk about that?
Yeah, you just did talk about.
I don't think I finished it.
Oh I probably interrupted you.
I didn't even finish it because this dad had come in and wanted to talk about this wedding album, right? And so the wedding album, so he went and talked about the wedding album, and then she had said, "Wow, I just was going through my wedding album, and I wanted him to talk about that, so I knew he was going to be here." So yes, they hear you, but the question was what? What was this question?
Well, I think the question is, do they hear us? I mean, in other words,
no, do they know? Like, do they hear us?
Yes.
Are they with us during a reading? And here's my answer to this. Another reading that I did today. I spoke about. I said I brought through a mom, and I said, your mom is here, and she's talking about a particular. It was a picture or something that was, and she described the photograph. Oh, I said your mom. Your mom had passed away, and your mom passed away. Your mom was coming in, but she talked about this sweater that you would laid her to rest in. But she says that you had a picture of her wearing this sweater, yeah, and she wants you to know that she has this. Anyway, it was right next to her in her office. So I don't remember. Anyway, yes.
And
well,
yes. They definitely hear during and they hear
1000%. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit loopy, but. 1000%, yes, they hear you in the readings. Oftentimes they're sitting in the room with you, darling. So they're sitting in the room. That's what I was trying to get across, is that this mom that had come through for this daughter, she gave all these things that were going on in the room that she would show. It's like, oh, here it is. Oh, there it is. It's like, I couldn't see any of it. And she would just bring it up, but it was to let her know that mom was with her. So they sit in the room with you.
But they're always around us, right? I mean, they're always there. And so some of the questions that are on here, Trisha says, and there's a few that are going to be right along this line, is tomorrow will be, let's see, 47 years to the day I met my late husband. What can I look for? What signs, right? People want to know, what are the signs? But they're always leaving us signs. We just don't pay attention. So maybe talk about that. It could be as little as a feather. It could be,
signs come in a lot of ways. And sometimes, guys, we're looking for billboards, and they're not billboards. Spirit is subtle. Your loved ones are subtle. They come in sometimes in big ways, like a light will go off, or the TV will go on, or you'll hear, the radio will turn on. So sometimes it's a little bit like that because they can work with electricity, but oftentimes it's subtle stuff, guys. It's subtle stuff, like they talk about, like they'll come in, sometimes a feather floats, or you'll see a coin, or you'll
I was just gonna say that just happened to me.
This has happened to you with the quarter. I just did a reading, a group reading, and Gia was in it, and her dad came in and talked about all these quarters, that he would always hang out. He would always have these quarters, and he would go to the slot machines and stuff like that. And the next day, she found quarters
out in my backyard, sitting randomly on a patio chair.
And that's just her dad's with her, just confirming that was him the night before, right at the reading. And so they come in lots of different ways. So, you guys have to be open to understand that spirit, your loved ones, they come in soft, gentle ways, not always big, boom, firecracker ways. Do you know what I mean? And the most important thing that you have to want to know, the sign is of them if you're thinking of them. So when you receive a sign, whether it be a feather, whether you see that bird, whatever it is, and you think of your loved ones, it's your loved ones. Your loved ones aren't the bird or the quarter, but they get you to do something that makes you think of them. Those are all signs, you see. So they come in lots of different ways, in subtle, gentle ways.
Yeah.
And always, think about it. They always want to communicate with you. They don't want to not communicate. They want to communicate. I mean, they love you.
It just, we get so busy, I think, with life. We just don't, these little things, we're not
slowing it down. That's why you're thinking you need the billboard, because our mind's going so much and our life is so busy and we're going so fast and quick that we don't slow ourselves down. But the signs are always there. You just need to slow yourself down and not look for big firecrackers.
Yeah. I mean, and Sandy She says she's been missing her son so much. His dog keeps waking her up in the middle of the night barking. She says, I wonder if it's my son trying to reach out to me.
Yes.
I wish I could connect with him. So on that line, what you're talking about, that very well may be a connection.
Well, because the dog senses him.
Right.
Right. So the dog senses them. The dogs are very telepathic. They're very, they read energy really well. They feel energy really well, you know, so absolutely. And in the nighttime, obviously, things are quieter. You're quieter. The house is quieter. The place is still, it's easier to come in, to be recognized, right? Opposed to even in the daytime, right? If your dog was there, your dog could even sense it easier at nighttime because there's no gardener blowing and noise going, where it's stiller for the dog as well. Yeah.
Maybe address this because this does happen often.
Sure.
Like Evie said, we know that they come in the readings, right? But let's talk about another way they communicate, and that's our dreams.
Sure.
I mean, they really come. So maybe a second about that.
Yeah, they come in dreams. And, you know, I always say there's two different kinds of dreams. There's dreaming, and then there's visitations. And there is a big difference between dreams and visitations. When you have a dream and you wake up, you often forget your dream. And a lot of the pieces of your dream you forget. So like you wake up like, oh, I dreamed. And then it just sort of like you forget a lot of it. And you can't really get that dialogue going, right? You just, it kind of evaporates. But a visitation, oh, you remember everything. It's so vivid. And it could be 6 months later and you still remember that dream so vividly because it was a visitation. And they're very profound, and you hang on to that and you don't forget any of it.
Those.
But dreams, you know, you forget it like soon. And that's the difference between a dream and a visitation. But yeah, they do come in, of course, and it's easier, you know, because you're stiller, you see. It's easier because you're stiller. It's not that they're not around you at 2 p.m. It's just they can connect easier where you can connect through dreams or through stillness. That's why, you know, awareness, you know, be aware, start practice awareness to feel your atmosphere, you know. We're going to teach that in the Spirit Guide workshop, which is coming up. We'll talk about that. But
got a few more. I mean, this one too, like there's a couple questions, you know, that somebody said, you know, I just want to know my mom's at peace. So, but the other person said, you know, there was some, Rebecca kind of mentioned there was drama going on before her mother passed and she cared for her, right? And she says she's just lost and she can't stand the pain in her heart. And, you know, obviously.
What pain in her heart? Like,
well, there's family drama, what she said. I felt like my mom didn't think I cared because of all the negative stuff family's holding and throwing at me.
She doesn't feel that way.
Exactly. That's what I want to address. She doesn't feel that way.
Right. I never get anyone come in. I mean, I never get anyone come in that says, I'm really unhappy with them for this or this or this, or I'm disappointed in this or this or this. I don't get that. I just don't. There is such gratitude in what you've done for them, because what you have to understand is sometimes you focus and hang on to a certain part of your relationship or a certain part of, you know, what kind of went wrong or didn't go right or something. But they see the bigger picture, you know, they like see all sides, and they come in and they see all the other things through life, through things, through situations that you did things for them, and they focus there. You know, they focus there. I mean, I never get anything where someone is no. I mean, has somebody come in and go, oh, I'm recognizing there's some family conflict. Yes, they will do that.
But they don't take.
But they don't sit there and go, you're causing family conflict. Right. Never.
Yeah. Exactly. But I hear a lot of people say that, you know, if there's unfinished business.
That's you hanging on to that. Yeah. That's not your mama.
Right. But I think that's why I think it's people need to hear that. Right.
So, it's not your loved ones feeling that way. Yeah. We create that. And that's part of those negative thoughts, right? Protection. Protect yourself from those thoughts, because those thoughts that you're having about yourself is what's keeping you from that peace within you. And you have to manage those negative thoughts. So again, when we go back to protection, protect yourself from the thoughts, because you're hanging on to those thoughts. Those aren't your mama's thoughts.
Right. Another one, Michelle brings this up. This is another connection, and I've had this personally. I'm sure others have too. The smells that are associated when they're around. You smell things. So
some people, signs are like that too. Like sometimes you'll smell a fragrance, and you just, all of a sudden, it just takes over the room, and that's a way, right? A certain song comes on that reminds you of them, right? I mean, there's all sorts of ways. There's so many ways, you know. Don't limit the spirit world. Don't limit your loved ones. If there's a way that they can make a connection where you'll think of them, they're going to do it. And for each of you, it's going to be a little bit different, right? Because your relationship with your loved ones are different. So, you know, one might be, you know, it might be something different than another. So there's so many different ways that they can connect and give you symbols and signs and, let you know that they're around you. It's really so many different ways.
And I'm just going to read this out. Sandy had a reading with you. She said she
Hi, Sandy.
loved her reading with you. She listened
Thank
to uplifting music that morning,
Good.
put her bare feet in the grass and grounded herself and connected with Cody. Wrote down everything Cody and I were talking about, and bam, when I had my reading that day, Cody came through so strong, and everything I wrote down plus much more came through. So she's just thanking you for the reading.
Wonderful. But see, here's another example, right? Your loved ones hear you. I love that you shared that, Sandy, because I thank you. It was a lovely reading you and I had together, but but it's your son that gave the lovely reading. I was just the vehicle. It's you and your son. But the thing is, you still have that connection with your son, darling. When you were journaling and you were doing these things, you're writing things down, and he came in so strong. He's around you. He knows what you're doing. He knows what's happening. He knows what you need to hear. That's why I always say, I do not ask questions with your loved ones. I do not do it. I don't say, how old were you? What color? Is your favorite color? Tell me how you. I don't ask any questions because I always say, your loved ones have an itinerary. They know what they want to say. And if I get in the way, I'm obstructing that. I'm putting them on a different route. And they know what they want to say because they know you and they know what you need to hear. They know what it is. I don't know you, they know you. And so I just allow, and then they just say what they need to say. And it's always to help them and it's always to help you. And so if I say, talk about this or this, now I'm not allowing them to say what they really came forward to say. And I would never want to hinder that reading for you or for them. Never. So I zip it and just receive and give the information.
Can I read a few of these off? Because this is cool because you're talking about the visitation. So what's really cool is that people are kind of putting their experiences in. It may help some other folks on here that are wondering how to get the signs, right?
Perfect.
So Lorraine said that her daughter came to her a year later, told me she was okay, hugged me so tight, I still felt her when I awoke. Visitation.
There you go. Visitation.
Pamela remembered the feeling of it. Let's see. Pamela says, my husband turns on the digital photo frame of his picture to let me know he's here with me. Sandy sees pennies and that is Pamela Foley.
We had that conversation, you and I, yes? I believe so. In his man cave, is that correct? Was it like his little
Let's see what she says.
What was that? I think it was like isn't that where he had like a little TV that kept going off or something like that? Was memory serving?
Those digital photo frames?
Yeah, but it's in that
Oh, I don't know.
Too. Yeah, okay, perfect. But yes, electronics, you see, digital photo frames, televisions, radios.
All of it.
I had one that called me on the phone. The phone rang, there he was, and he was on the other side, and he came right through and started talking. So electricity.
Yeah, Sandy, pennies and dimes, so she sees the coins.
Perfect.
Let's see.
Isn't that exciting? All these ways your loved ones can still communicate. All these ways that they're wanting to still keep a relationship and a connection with you. All of these wonderful ways. And to let you know that they're around. Because listen, guys, your loved ones don't want you hurting. And they don't want you upset. And they don't want you struggling. They love you. And they want you good. And they want you well. And they always try to, lift you. And little things like that help you, gives you hope and security and comfort to know that they're around you. Because they are. They are.
And it's very clear. I mean, you'll see when you go back through these notes, right? Is, Dawn lost a twin brother. She said he came in a dream and she realized she was seeing him. And then she woke up and it's like she wanted to get back in the dream, right? Yeah. But she had the visitation. Kat gets butterflies and songs on the radio.
Yeah. Songs on the radio for sure. They love songs.
Yeah.
Music. Again, kind of electrical, right? Again, right? It's like
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Oh, Mary's just saying she had a reading with you, and it was great.
Mary.
You were able to tell her things that nobody knew.
Aw.
Oh, Sarah's asking, how do you get a private reading? So let's cover that really quickly. Sure. I mean, it's good to cover that because we do have people that have not been on before.
Yep.
So
if you want to do a reading with me, very easy. Go to my website, monicaturlings.com. It'll be in this post up on the top. Once this finishes, you can go back. But or it's on here. If there's a little description here, you'll see my website. Just go to book a personal reading. You just go to my menu, go to book a personal reading. You'll click on it. You go right to my calendar. You'll pick your day and time. You'll pick the reading of choice. You'll pay for it. You'll secure it. You'll get an email confirmation that you received. You'll get an email confirmation, and the email confirmation that you get will have a Zoom link, a meeting ID, and a password. And I've had a couple of people who did not receive a Zoom link reading password because it did not complete. So sometimes we lose track. We pick our reading, did it down. We don't finish the transaction. So your reading is secured once you receive that email with your Zoom link and meeting ID. But that's all you have to do is just go on my website, and it's very easy. It's very easy steps, super simple. And that's how you can get a reading with me. And all readings are 1 hour. Yeah. So, and everything's there. And there's a description of every reading, and you can look at the readings, and you can pick your reading, and you can go online and secure your reading, pick your day and time. And it shows up in your time zone. So I just want you to know that too. So whatever time you see in the calendar is your time zone. It'll calculate to mine.
Good.
Ah.
By the way, Pamela did follow up. She said, yes, we did have that conversation. The frame is in the bedroom near where her husband's ashes are.
There you go.
Tracy just said her phone rings every night at the same time when she's going to bed. So just talking about signs, right?
Again, electrical. Like I used to get phone calls. So I'm telling you. So there's lots of different ways, right? But listen, some people don't really want the things going off at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. So then,
I've had Alexa start talking to me.
Right? She gets Alexa that keeps talking to her. But then you just say, please don't do it in the middle of the night. It makes me uncomfortable. Would love to hear from you. Just negotiate.
Be a little considerate when you want to visit.
Negotiate. You don't want to. So they'll hear that too. You understand? They'll feel that too. They'll hear your thoughts too. If you want them to ease in a little bit, not be so active, you could do that too. So they'll respond.
Great questions tonight, by the way.
I love talking about mediumship.
I know. I love the questions and the answers and. How the workshop? Should we talk about the workshop? Because that's coming up.
Yeah, I have a workshop in 2 weeks. I think. It's 2 weeks.
August 13th.
August 16th.
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday, August 16th. I'm doing a spirit guide workshop. Right. So my letters from spirit are all about my guides and me. And my guides are teachers, and they want to share ways to help us along in life. And so they're teachers and they're helpers. They call themselves. And so I do this every Monday night with you guys. This is all coming from the guides when I read the letter. But the Spirit Guide Workshop is going to be all about helping you connect with your guides. We all have them. I'm no different. I'm not special. I have them. You have them. You'll have more than one. And this is a workshop that's going to help you identify as they're trying to connect with you and what that feels like and how to build that relationship with yours. It's going to be personal and individual to you. So it'll be a building process, but I'm going to do a meditation to help you connect and feel them and a lot of different steps. So it's going to be a wonderful, fun workshop. I love this workshop. It's super, super fun. It's going to be Sunday, August 16th. It's $59. It's 3 hours. I might go over. I sometimes do. And so it's going to be 10 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Mountain time, 12 o'clock Central time, and 1 o'clock Eastern time. And it'll be about 3 hours. It's Sunday, August 16th. If you want to do this workshop, it's on my upcoming events page of my website, monicaturlings.com. And you just click the workshop, the picture. It'll take you right to Eventbrite. You'll get a ticket. And I will give Zoom links for that online workshop the day before the workshop begins. So you don't have to have it too far along in your emails. You don't have to hunt for it. I'll send it out the night before. Okay. So there we go. So that's going to be fun. And I always love doing those. And, I'm passionate about my guides, and they've changed my life, and they've done a lot of great teaching for me. And, I'm so grateful for them. And so, all of our guides are here to help us each, individually. And so it'd be nice to get to know them.
I think we're getting a little bit of interruption tonight.
We are?
We do.
Really?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys, I'm sorry, can you guys let me know, make sure that you guys are hearing us okay? I just see a couple little blips. It looks like you're on now, but I just want to kind of see. Looks like you're fine now. Just give us a thumbs up. I'm sorry to keep asking.
I wonder if someone's
but I have seen
breaking into my internet.
Well, I have one more.
I got fiber. I'm not supposed. No one's supposed to be. It's supposed to be strong. Strong like bull with fiber.
Paula asked, "How about visions? Are they real?" She said, "I've seen 2 loved ones briefly for seconds at a time."
Sure, it's always seconds. It's quick. When I do clairvoyant images, the clairvoyant images don't hang on. They don't just stay there. Like, oh, here's a clairvoyant image, and it's like I'm staring. They come and then they go. Because it's energy also. So they can't manifest that to stay so long. They come and then they go. Always trust the feelings that you have with the images. right? Your feelings will tell you about those images. So the images are going to fly by you. Sometimes they fly really quick. Sometimes they poop and they're gone. Sometimes they're super strong, and then sometimes they're a little foggy, black and whitish. Sometimes a little bit slightly abstract. It depends on the clarity. But they all come in, but they don't last long. They just stay and then they go. Yeah, so that's good. Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome.
And the good news is they can hear us. So
they can hear you. Not only they can hear you, but they can feel you. Do you know how happy that daughter was today when I told her that her dad wanted to talk about her wedding photo and her photo album? I mean, it was just everything to her. That was confirmation to her that her dad actually heard her, because that's what she asked her dad to come forward and say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great. So they hear you and they feel you and they love you. And why wouldn't they be around you? Of course they are. They're checking in. Yeah. Of course.
And so then they can, and the guests can hear you on here too. We're all good. I mean, no.
Okay. No interruption. Good. Yeah. Thumbs up. Okay,
thumbs up. We're good. And
all right, good.
So, so tonight's on motivation. There were a couple comments back earlier about, one person put, how do you stay motivated with a crabby husband?
Oh.
So tonight's topic may be really good.
Okay.
And another person put something to the effect of, it's hard to stay motivated. You feel when you're around a bunch of negative people in your own home. So it's probably going to be a really good topic tonight, as you say every week, right?
Yeah. And we'll talk about all that, because let's hear what the guides have to say. And then we'll talk about it. And then, what I always want y'all to do is, when you hear the letter, put it into your life. So think about yourself, think about your life, think about you when you're hearing the words. Even close your eyes as you're listening to the word. I mean, obviously we're not driving, right? So we're parked somewhere, right? So we're just sitting, right? So just kind of feel that and just listen in and say, how does this affect me? How can I identify to this? How can I relate to this? How is this in my life, right? So, do that, because that'll be helpful.
Should we do a giveaway before you do the letter from Spirit?
Let's do a book. We're going to do a book. Yeah. So I have a book, Destination Self. Someone's going to win it. This is written by my guides, Destination Self. You could buy a electronic version for $3.99 on Amazon. You can buy it for $11.99 as a paperback. Someone's going to win an e-version here tonight from me. This is written by my guides, and Letters from Spirit is a continuation. It's just diving a bit deeper, and it's talking about more topics. And so, but this book is all about helping you forward a little bit, little nuggets, easy, practical ways. Someone's going to win it. Destination Self. Okay. Navigated for you with love from my spirit guides. My guides are Edgar. That's a collective group of many. And the first chapter talks about them. They talk about them. So you have an understanding of who they are and why they step forward. Someone's going to win. So did you do it?
It's on there just quick, because I know we have some new folks.
Fantastic.
The number is going to be 1 through 100.
Yep, 1 through 100.
It's the closest. If it's not the exact number, it'll be the closest number under the selected number would win. You vote one time only, and people are doing it. It's book, in this case, book and your number selection, and it's the first either post the exact number or the closest to. So looks like everybody's up. We've got a winner already, actually. So you might want to show that now. I think we've got a winner. Okay. This is fast tonight, you guys.
It's a moving.
So
okay, perfect. So we have a winner. So we're just gonna take a second there and just let's just talk about it. So all right. So you sure?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So the winner for the book is
number 3.
Number 3.
And the winner this week is Paula Stringer.
Hi, Paul. Oh, hey, Paula.
And so it's an ebook. Did you might have mentioned that?
Yes, I did. Okay. It's an ebook. So I just need you to message me on Facebook. Don't do it here. Message me on Facebook, your email address, and I will send you an e-version of the book tonight or tomorrow. Depends on how tired I am tonight.
And then
I start early every day.
And of course, you'll be giving away a free reading at the end.
Yes,
right?
And so someone's going to win a free reading tonight as well. So I always, every week on Letters from Spirit, I give away a mediumship reading, which you could use as a soul session if you need that more. But I give away 4 readings a month. Or depending upon how many Mondays. Every Monday, every month. So I give away a reading for you guys, and there'll be 30-minute readings, any reading you want. Okay?
And I think Bunny.
And that'll be at the end here.
Didn't Bunny win last week a free reading?
Yes, and
Yes. Okay. So
I
she
gave her
said,
reading already.
yeah, she jumped on and she
Oh,
said, just wanted to say hello as I can't listen live today. I also wanted to thank you so, so much for my reading on Friday. I loved it. So that was a free reading and it
yeah.
looks like it was a success.
Yes. Thank you, Bunny, for that's so nice of you to come on and say that, darling. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you enjoyed. And listen, guys, there's fewer things that I am passionate about more than connecting you with your loved ones. I mean, I love it from the bottom of my heart. I love it. So thank you for that. I really give it my all, and I allow your loved ones to come in close to work with me, so you can have the best reading that I can possibly give. And I'm so happy. Thank you, Bunny, for doing that. You're awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we have a winner for the book, so we're good. So now I guess we're going to talk about the letter. So we're gonna read it, okay? All right, and then we're gonna talk about it. All right. So I gotta wear my glasses. Okay, so hang on. Let me scoot in a little bit. All right. So how to have motivation and feel motivated within. So this was a letter that I wrote. They didn't speak it through me. We channeled it through writing this time. So when we do that, I typically ask. So I said, "Good morning, Edgar. I asked to speak on a topic of motivation and why we lack it in our life. Can you shine some light to help us all to stay motivated?" Ah, yes, indeed. A delightful topic. The word in itself fills up the being a bit in the area of motivation. We say words can be a very good thing to have when we speak of motivation. Words can motivate and demotivate. It is that within you, each have a scale, may we say, and it is for you to understand what you place on each side of the internal scale within. Is one side heavier than the other? We say words carry weight. It is that words spoken, expressed, and get felt. When one says, "I do not feel motivated," it is in that instant the body loses the filling of said motivation. Can you understand what we say? It is that to have motivation, one must first want it, you see. Then, from the wanting, there shall be an expression from within you. From that want, you see. It is that motivation creates movement. Without movement, you may go nowhere. So motivation is an important part of accomplishing anything. From the organization of one's shelves and cabinets to the growth of a business to the enhancement of a relationship, all must have motivation to achieve. We say begin with words that are lighter in feeling. Begin with words that are more frequently used in one's day that can give you each the feeling of motivation. Why choose words that hold you in a place of not feeling motivated? It is what is done when one does not feel motivation, you see. Words spoken that reflect the outcome of it always. All that you want to express must come from a feeling. If you wish to be motivated, you must ask yourself why. Why do you wish to be motivated? Why do you prefer being motivated than not motivated? You see, the mere word of why gets you closer to what you wish. Many make things very complicated for themselves. This is not a jigsaw puzzle with so many pieces to work through. It is far simpler, you see. Within your asking of yourself of the why you wish to be motivated, there lays a feeling within you, you see. Once the feeling gets triggered, you then create movement in the internal body, you see. Now, when you truly sit with oneself with the question of why you want it, then more feelings come. We say it is difficult to feel motivated when you do not know of where you want to go, what you are motivated about. How can you get someplace with motivation if you do not know where you are going? It is keeping you driving in circles, you see. You cannot get there. We say simply to ask yourself what you want. Ask yourself why you wish it to be. We then say from that moment of why and want, your engines ignite, and now there is some movement within you, just as when you start a car engine. You cannot go without movement. We say many, feeling unmotivated, simply just turned off the car engine. The car is there. The ability to drive it is within you. It is only you have your engine off. We say, turn the ignition. We say you turn the ignition on by simply feeling into what and why. This turns your engine on, and by sitting longer now in this beautiful car vessel, we say, which is you, you then feel more. And here we say to turn up the imagination radar within yourself and play a bit. This adds fuel to your vessel. To imagine not what you want or why you wish anymore, for your engines are now on, you see. It is time now to imagine yourself driving there. How does this feel? How does the imagination of being in that expression feel? You see, we say motivation comes from desire. It is so. When you sit and feel no motivation, it is clear there is no desire towards anything. We say find desire towards anything at all. Desire puts gas in your tank, you see. To ask your what, ask your why. Use your imagination to feel and even see the what and why, and allow it to give you an expression within you that feels good. This is what creates movement. Know that you decide at every moment if you wish to be motivated towards something or not. If something you are doing gives you no motivation, then you ask, what about what I am doing do I like, and why do I like it? And if you still feel no movement from that attempt to imagine from that space, we then say to move towards a different area of focus. Motivation can be built upon. Begin wherever it is that gets the engines moving for yourself. Once the engines are on, the fuel through the desire of it filling you, you then can drive miles, you see. It can take you wherever you want and wish to be. See yourself as one who needs to simply turn the engines on. It is as simple as that. It is indeed so. Edgar.
Good one.
So what they're really talking about here is about desires being the fuel. They're talking about if we're not feeling any motivation in a particular area, then we must ask ourselves, what is it that we're doing that isn't giving us any desires? And put our focus and attention in another area, another place, to try to build upon desire in that area. That desire is what fills our tank. And without any desire, the tank is empty, our car can go nowhere. So what they're saying is to ask ourselves that we need to have a why to things. Why? So there's a simple question. Why do you wish to be motivated? What is it about motivation that you like? What is it about the feeling of motivation that makes you feel good? So why do you even want motivation, right? So there's something there as well that you can even ask yourself, right, about that. What are motivated words? They talked a lot in the beginning about the scale, that words are heavy. So asking yourself, hey, let's take a look at this. Let's dissect this a little bit. What words do I use that keep me in a place of being demotivated opposed to motivated? What are the words that I'm using in my life? And that's something where you have to have an honest conversation with yourself, right? Like, what words do I say? We've all done it. We've all been guilty of it. I mean, we all do it. Sometimes we just get in a place where we do it more often. It becomes a little bit habitual, right? We just make habits of using words that aren't very motivating, right? But they say words are motivating. We should always be using words that are motivating, So question for yourself is, what do you want? And why do you want it? And they also said to use that imagination. And when they used that word imagination, every time I reread this, I kept getting drawn to my meditation that they wrote with me on my website, the Artist Studio. So it's a free meditation. You can go on my website, monicaturlings.com. There's a meditation that the Spirit World wrote with me, and it's on manifestation, but it's about imagination. It's about using your imagination. And I kept getting that download every time I read the word imagination. I kept getting drawn to that meditation on my website. So play with it. Try it. Maybe that'll help you because I kept getting that thing to say. So try it. It's free on my website under my meditation page.
Sorry, you're in the thought process. I was just going to give you some feedback. But go ahead. Finish.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what we should ask yourself is about motivation. Like, what is it about it? How does motivation make you feel? Let's be honest. When we're motivated, I think it feels pretty freaking amazing when we're motivated. When we have desire towards something, it feels pretty freaking amazing to feel desire towards anything. And it could be different for all of you. Listen, there is nothing that makes me more, I don't think there's anything that gives me more desire than the work that I'm doing right now. I love it. It's what gets, you know what gets it, but you know what it is? You know what really motivates me? That desire. I have this desire to work, but you know what really gets me going? What gets me out of bed every morning is seeing my clients' faces when I'm bringing through a reading, seeing my clients' faces when their loved one steps in and when they talk about things that are profound and touching to their heart. It does it to me every time. That is my gas. That's my gas tank right there every day. That's why I have so much desire every day when I go to work. But you know what? When I had a photography business, I had 24 years as a photographer. Do you know what got me out of bed every day? That was an exhausting business. Do you know what got me out of bed every single day? Seeing the client's face when I got to show the picture of what I did for their daughter or their son or their family, being able to unveil that in my office and show them what I created in the artistry. That got me out of bed every single morning because I saw the face. So for me, making a difference that impacts somebody is the gas in my tank. What is it for you? So what gets you going? What makes you excited? And it could be work, it could be personal. It doesn't have to be work, it could be personal, right? But it's about being successful, but successful to you in whatever area that is. It doesn't have to be work, it doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be a career. It could be anything. It could be, dang it, keeping that pantry so organized. I mean, that could be really inspiring. That could be really awesome. That could be a great desire, keeping that pantry. My gosh. That could be something. What is it for you? What is it for you? So I just want to say that that motivation comes from desire. So the question is, what are your desires? And if you can't remember or you don't know at this moment what your desires are, that's okay. But start doing the work to figure it out. Your job is to find the work of what it is that builds desire within you, because within that is your motivation. So it's for you to find out what that is. I can't tell you really what that is. I could, even in soul sessions, I could lead you on a path, I can lead you on a road, but it's still for your discovery. You have to know that, but you have to be able to want to know what that is for you. What gets you out of bed every morning? What excites you? That's your motivation. What is it for you? Ask the question. And, sometimes we get a little bit in a slump. But sometimes we have to say, like, are we kind of holding ourselves with words that keep us in that slump? Do we use words that keep us not motivated, opposed to using words that make us motivated? And so let's talk just a second. Like, what about things? Like, what are your rituals in the morning? Like, what do you do? And I say rituals. I'm not a big ritual person, but I get up early every morning. If I slept till 7:30 or 8 or 9, I would feel I lost half my day. That would not make me happy. I know I'm an early bird and I feel a lot of motivation to get a lot done in the morning. That makes me happy. That may not make you happy, but what makes you happy? What gives you those desires? I know some people like to eat a good breakfast. I need a good breakfast. So what is it for you? What are you doing in the day, the start of every day, to help feed motivation, to help give you that energetic place that will help you feed desire? What is that for you? What are you doing in the morning? What's your program in the day? Are you stepping up? Are you eating? What is it for you? For me, I get up early, I do my stuff, I sit with spirit for 20 minutes, I do my walk, I go with nature. This gets me going. This gets fuel in my tank. That gives me an eighth of a tank already of gas. And then from there, I'm always in a good energetic place that I'm looking now and searching for more things. That's a good thing for you. But what is it for you? Journaling could be a great thing, but instead of journaling feelings and things like that, maybe journal things that give you desires. Like, what are kind of things that you've seen in your life that you had desire about? Think back, look in your past. What things motivated you? What things gave you desire? What things excited you? Maybe journal about that. Create a motivational journal where you can talk about and you can add to things that they get those engines going. Because sometimes we forget things that gave us a lot of desires and gave us a lot of happiness and gave us a lot of fuel in our tank. So let's maybe create a motivational journal, writing down things that make you motivated, that give you desires. They work together, motivation and desire, right? We have there's Here's a quote: find something that ignites your desire to push forward. Find something that ignites your desire and push forward, right? The starting point of all achievement is desire. Napoleon Hill. So that's another one. The stronger the why, the easier the how becomes. The more we know why we're doing it, it becomes really easy to achieve it. It becomes so much easier because you have a full tank of gas, and that gas takes you wherever you need to be to get that done, to be able to put you and push you forward to what it is that you want. So really it's about filling your gas tank and finding ways of how to fill your gas tank. That's how you do it. What fills your gas tank? And if you don't know, look in your past and then build upon it. But your job is to fill your tank, that gives you your motivation.
Well,
Go ahead.
And I think, over some of the earlier comments,
yeah,
definitely,
yeah,
were, about people lose their motivation, but it becomes overwhelming, right? And the task never gets done. And I'm kind of looking at some of the earlier ones, but I think it goes back to what you're saying is then you need to find what motivates you. You're probably doing the wrong thing, right?
Right, because what ends up happening is you're putting goals out there for yourself, but are they really authentic to what you really want? Are you doing things that aren't really what you want to do? So it's really hard, guys, to have motivation when you're putting yourself, your focus into things that really doesn't stimulate you, that really doesn't create the desire within you. You're not going to have the mojo, you're not going to have you're not going to have it within you to carry that through. And then you're going to feel defeated because you didn't achieve it because it really wasn't for you anyway. So you got to really sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is something that builds desire within me? What do I want? And how does that feel? And we can't pick things in our life that makes us do things that we're not excited about, because we're never going to really have a full tank of gas when we do that, right? And we're always about filling our tank. That tank is what gets us wherever we want to be. I work really, really hard, and I work a lot of days, and I give a lot of but I lovingly do it all the time because my tank is always full. Because I'm always pushing forward, because I'm always working, because it's a desire. I love it. So what do you love?
Kat says she's been doing a 21-day meditation challenge and exercising.
Good. Exercise is really good too. That helps you, brings up your endorphins, get you up and get you lifted, and then get you in a better place. And when you're in a better place, you look and you start becoming aware of other things. And then you got to tap into that thing and say, is that for me? Do I like that? Do I want that? Does it stir something within me? Does it put gas in my tank?
Yeah. Nina says, my guide showed me the Silva method and Mind Valley today.
Silva method's amazing.
To motivate me, and you list them as a resource. Yay.
Yeah, yay. I love Silva. Silva's awesome.
Yeah. Margie says, my mind's motivated, but getting my body to do what I need to do is not so easy. I did get some tools from you that I will try, she said.
Yay, good. And listen, that's the thing, guys. You just got to try. You just got to try. Edgar always says, discovery is in the doing. We won't know if we like something or not unless we try, unless we do it. And if we don't like it, that's okay. But we tried, and now we know. That's data. That's data for us. Now we know, I don't like that. I like this more. That's cool. You don't have to sit there and be a success at everything that you do. Trying different things is what lets you know where your desire sits. But you don't know if you're not open to trying new ways of doing things. And sometimes, guys, we keep ourselves a little bit in a small box. And sometimes we go towards things that really doesn't feed our desire anyway. And then we wonder why we don't have the mojo to go with it. And we have to just be honest with ourselves and say, it just ain't for me. Even though that person thinks I should do it. And listen, I used to do real estate. My husband used to do real estate. I just couldn't get the mojo. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. And, I had to be honest. It doesn't mean you can't be super successful. And I made amazing friends. It just wasn't for me. And I had to be honest. There was something else. And that's when mediumship came in. But there was a reason why that wasn't working for me. It just wasn't for me because something else was there. And I just had to be open to discovering new things. And that's where I found it. So we got to be willing to try things, always.
And this is kind of a time, unfortunately, with this pandemic,
Yes.
where people really, you guys really, they can sit back and reinvent themselves. This is the time. I mean, where,
completely,
like we're all on the same even
Yes.
playing board here right now.
We're on the playing field.
We're all on the playing field together. So this,
Yes.
if there's any time to get that discovery going and that motivation,
1,000%.
this is the time.
1,000%, guys. You're on a playing field of discovery, on the discovery field. This is your opportunity to go out there with no judgment for yourself, no judgment. Just go out there and say, you know what? This is a new way of being. Things are changing. I'm changing because of these things change. I got to put myself out there and I'm going to try things. And it's okay if I don't like it. That's information for me. But I know if you keep going, you're going to find it. And then when you find it, it's going to feel good. It's going to rumble. And that's gas in your tank. And you're going to feel how filled up that tank gets by what you're doing. Pay attention to how you feel and be honest with yourselves. There's nothing wrong with saying, I tried it and I didn't like it. I did it, it doesn't work. But stop going forward and doing things that really don't resonate with you. How are you going to have motivation when you're doing things you're not even liking, you're not even into, you're not even feeling it? Stop doing that. Put yourself out there to try find new things.
Yeah, and then kind of on the follow-up to your question, what do people do, right?
What do people do?
And, Sally mentions nature is her motivation. She lives in the mountains, right? So
wonderful. I mean, there's nothing better than connectivity when you're sitting with nature. And, it speaks to you. Nature speaks to you. Do you listen? When you're walking and you're starting your ritual, your morning ritual, I call it a ritual, but you go out and you do your routine, and you're and you're doing it. Are you paying attention? I just did a channeling session I'm going to do next week or the week after. I don't know. I want to do it. But they talk about that, so I won't get into it today. But nature speaks to you.
Quite a few people like dawn meditation, yoga, drinking her tea, long walks by the ocean.
But then stop a second. Ask yourself, what is it about that feels good? What makes you want to get up and do it again? I always go back to do we have conversations with ourselves? Do we have this? Why do you like walking on the beach? Why do you enjoy yoga? Why do you want to do these things? What is it about it? What is it about it? What feeds you? Are you filling your tank? And what is it about it that fills your tank?
Joyce said she starts her morning with a guided meditation. Then she takes a 3 to 4 mile walk around the neighborhood. She spends time with loved ones who have passed, and then breakfast, and her day is on her way.
See, and let me ask you something, Joyce. How does that feel? I want to know, how does that feel? You're setting yourself into this routine. You're doing things that feel good. You're motivated because you're doing them, right? Because you're not going to do stuff for very long if you're not motivated. So there's got to be something about it that you like. And so we need to be honest with ourselves and stop doing stuff we don't like and start paying attention to things that we do like and do those things. And so, Joyce, how does that feel when you do those things? I know when I do my morning walks and I do my little sitting with spirit and I do all these things and I channel, I feel amazing. I feel amazing. And I know I got a tank with gas in it. And then that takes me to my next stop. And then hopefully that next stop is going to bring me some more motivation, right? But I'm always seeking for it. And you should be too. And positive thoughts. You know what? Do we beat ourselves up? Do we give ourselves a hard time when we don't, be successful at something or we don't see it through? Can you understand that you don't see it through because it ain't for you? And can you forgive yourself for that? Or you give yourself a hard time and you start giving yourself words that don't really inspire you to want to take the next step into any direction. Keeps you holding right here, opposed to moving forward.
She responded, she said, it feels awesome.
Feels awesome, Joyce, right? It does. Because when you're authentic to yourself and you're true to what feels good to you and you do it, you get inspired. So it probably doesn't take you a lot of work to do any of those things. To be motivated to do any of those things is probably not something you need work for, right? Because you're being filled. You're always filling your tank because you're being honest and true and you're recognizing what works for you and what doesn't, and you stay with what does. Bravo. Bravo. Yep. And we've all not done it. I've not done it. We've all been there, but we shouldn't beat ourselves up for it. So we got to be kind to our words, to ourselves as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I think now is the time is to find that motivation, what that passion is, right? If you think back
Right.
being a child, right, how enjoyable being a child was for the most part, right? You try anything, you do anything,
Free,
it's free.
free.
But then we get, like you said, in that box,
We put
and
us,
we,
well, we put ourselves there.
we may, and it's what society tells us, or what
Yeah,
our family tells us we
true.
should do.
Yeah.
You should do this. You should, and we listen.
But at the end of the day, we have the keys to our car.
But you're right, and that's
We have the
exactly
key,
it.
and they use this as a car, right? We're the vessel.
Exactly.
But we've got the keys to our car, and it's up to us if we choose someone else's judgments of what they think that we should do, or what someone else is saying about us. And we got to listen to us.
Right.
And you're the only one that knows what motivates you or not. You're the only one that knows what feels good to you or not. You are the only one that knows that. So you only should listen to you.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we just have too many birds in our ears.
Yeah. I think it's great advice. I mean, find what, brings us to life.
And they said it's not a jigsaw puzzle, guys. They said this is not a jigsaw puzzle. This is not hard. It's about you just honoring and recognizing what feels good, move in that direction to find more things. But you've got to have desire. Desire is what you need to be motivated. And that's why, listen, if you're not motivated on a diet, it's because you really don't have the commitment for it. You don't have the commitment for it because you really don't care. And it's okay if you don't care. You don't have to maybe diet right now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's maybe one of me. Because right now I don't care. I'm honest. Like I'm not
talk about it.
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't
not
care.
the best with my food right now. But you know what? I'm not that committed. You know why? Because I really don't care. That's not where my desire is being fueled right now. I honor it. It's cool. I'm having my skinny cow ice cream bar.
Exactly.
Which I don't think is making me too skinny, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it right now. It's not my focal point.
Right.
But it's not a jigsaw puzzle, and sometimes we just make things so much heavier than they need to be.
Yeah. Paula says
light.
She says light. For me, it's prayer and devotional time each morning, which is great.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And that motivates you. And that's perfect. And again, it's different for all of us on what it is. And, it's what feels right to you. And, how does it feel? I mean, how many times is Edgar talking to us about how does it feel? How does it feel? They're always talking to us about that, And we always need that reminder because we're always taking our sensory away from how we feel and we're putting it on the external opposed to the internal, But motivation is within us. All of us have the ability to have motivation. They said that we all have a way, we can all be motivated. All we have to do is find what desire is with us. And that's by paying attention to yourself and trying to find new things and discover new ways.
Well, and Cassie says it's a great reminder, you just said it, to be authentic to ourselves regardless of everyone else's opinions of what we should be or what we should do, right?
Right. It's like, because nobody knows what you need. Somebody can tell you, you'd be the most amazing, da-da-da-da. And you might be. But is that what feels right for you? You could be amazing at a lot of things. But what is it that makes you inspired? What is it that makes you rumble? What gets you out of bed? Excited. Yeah. And that is only something you can address. Because you can be good at a lot of things. But what is it that gets you excited? Because that's what we want. Right? And it's within you. It's just, are you searching? Are you seeking? Are you discovering? Are you putting the time into finding it? Are you okay with finding things that you do that you don't like and be okay with it because you're just leading trails to what is right for you?
I mean, and Pamela, and this is fine because I know you've probably given the same advice, and I'm going somewhere with this, and I'm going to read it to
Okay.
you because Pamela says she tells her girls to find something they're passionate about and love, and that's what you should be doing. I think we've all kind of given that advice, but as we talk ourselves, do we follow that same rule, right? I tell my kids that all the time, find your passion, and it's true. But then personally, sometimes we don't take care of ourselves with
right.
it, right?
We have to be willing to listen to our own advice.
Right.
Our own advice, because, we know how we feel. I don't know how you feel. You know how you feel, right?
Exactly.
You have to honor that. Like, you got to be attuned to that. Yeah. So.
Good topic tonight.
Yeah. Do you like that?
I do.
Yeah. I love motivation because, here's a little thing too. So let's just talk a second about this. I know we went, but let me just talk a minute here and then we're going to do it. Just a couple little quotes here with words of inspiration. So accomplish, because sometimes being motivated is about accomplishing things. Accomplish. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. Abraham Lincoln. Action. The path to success is to take massive, determined action steps. Tony Robbins. Ambition. Ambition is enthusiasm with a purpose. Frank Tiger. Believe. These are all like motivational words. Believe. Believe it can be done. When you believe something can be done, really believe, your mind will find the ways to do it. Believing a solution paves the way to solution. David Joseph Schwartz. Okay. Clarity. Clarity affords focus. We need clarity. We're all looking for that. If we're not motivated, we don't have the clarity, right? We got to get the clarity. Clarity affords focus. Thomas Leonard. Challenge. I don't run away from a challenge because I'm afraid. Instead, I run towards it because the only way to escape fear is to trample it beneath your foot. Nadia Comaneci.
She's a gymnast.
Yeah, what's her last name?
Nadia Comaneci.
Yeah, Nadia Comaneci. I can't say the word. That's commitment, right? So again, motivation takes commitment too, right? You got to be committed, like dieting. You know, you're not going to have motivation if you're not committed to it, right? And if you're not committed to it, it's because you don't have the desire to do it, right? Let's be honest. So that's just as an example. Confidence. Without self-confidence, we are as babes in the cradle. Virginia Woolf. Courage. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Mark Twain. Dare. Dare to dream. But even more importantly, dare to put action behind your dreams. Josh Hines. Determination. Desire is the key to motivation, but it's the determination and commitment to an unrelenting purpose of your goal, a commitment to excellence that will enable you to attain the success that you seek. Mario Andretti, race car driver.
Oh, yeah.
Drive. The road to success is not easy to navigate, but with hard work, drive, and passion, it's possible to achieve the American dream. Tommy Hilfiger. Envision. The mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that you can do something, you can do it. As long as you really believe 100%. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, love him or hate him, but let's be honest, he came here with nothing. He bodybuilded his way to professionalism. He married a Kennedy. He became a governor. And he came from another country, right? So, you know, he's got, you know, he's succeeded a little bit. So he must have had a little bit of motivation, right? He must have had some focus and clarity and all that. Excellence. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Focus. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Again, Aristotle. I love Zig Ziglar. I don't care how much power, brilliance, or energy you have. If you don't harness it and focus it on a specific target and hold it there, you're never going to accomplish as much as your ability warrants. And again, like I said, you can have a lot of abilities that you're really good at a lot of things, but if you don't have the desire towards it, it doesn't matter. We have to pick what we're desired, what our desire is towards. Even if you're good at a lot of things, doesn't mean you're going to like doing it. Fulfillment, almost done. Fulfillment, if you devote yourself entirely to a noble pursuit, there is no way you cannot find beauty and fulfillment. Daniel Gillies. Goals, last one. Goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. And there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. Jim Rohn. He's got a lot of good ones. Going through a lot of his stuff. Anyway, so I just thought this would be motivation. You know, I'm a big quote person, so I thought this would be a really good Letters from Spirit to talk about a lot of quotes because I'm really into quotes. I find quotes very inspirational and very motivating. So I really read a quote and then I really take it in. So that works for me. So I just wanted to share. So a little extra quotes today, but I thought it was a good topic to do it.
Pamela requested, can you make sure that you post these quotes on the Facebook page? She said many of them are great, would like to post them on her mirror. So
yeah, I will post. I have some of them in my, I will post in the morning. Yeah. I don't have all of these, but I do have several. So yeah, I will post them tomorrow.
Should we give away a reading?
Yeah. Who wants to win a reading? All right, let's give away a reading. I love doing that.
And then maybe while I'm doing the contest,
Yeah.
there's another mediumship question you might want to address while I'm doing the contest.
What is it?
Okay, so let me just real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and post contest. Let's see. 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wait for Gia to post it, guys.
Okay, same rules as the last time, 1 to 100, either exact number, the closest underneath, first number posted, and 1 vote only. Okay, the question you may want to address here is Tracy says, one thing she wants to ask you is, how long is mourning acceptable? It's been 5 months for Mom, and people have told me to move on. So I thought maybe you could address that subject because while I'm doing this.
Again, here we are, people telling you how you need to feel. So, I mean, darling, grief is personal and individual. It's going to take you as long as it's going to take you, and you don't need their permission, okay? Let me just say, even if they mean well, you don't need anyone's permission on your grief, okay? Your relationship with it was her mother?
Mother passed.
Your relationship with your mother, any of you that are grieving, that have, a relationship with those that you lost, that is your relationship with them. It is your time to decide how long your grief is. Nobody else should put a timetable to your grief but you. And you will know how you feel in regards to your grief and how you're overcoming it in your own time. As I've always said, it's as personal as a fingerprint. And it is your fingerprint of grief, and it is your decision on how long you sit there. But do I say move forward? Yes. But, grief means you loved. So love is a big emotion. Who says it's 5 months and you should move forward? It's no one's business. It is no one's business what your grief is. And it's no one's business on how long you grieve. As long as you're taking steps to try and move forward, and you are taking steps, whether it be a half a step or 1 step, you don't need to be 40 steps forward in 5 months. That is your decision, and it's your feeling. So please don't listen to anybody. Nobody knows how you feel but you. And nobody had the relationship with your mom but you. So that's between you and your mom. And you will grieve in your own way and through your own time. So give yourself permission to go through what you need. I always say, just as long as you're trying to take steps forward is all that you can ask of yourself. And how fast those steps are forward and how many is on how you feel and what you're ready for. But just move forward. So it makes me crazy when people sit there and tell about how many people should be grieving on how long. Can you tell me? It gets me angry. It really gets me angry.
People do have
it. Gets me angry.
They do that. I mean,
yeah.
When you lose a loved one, they're like, oh,
please.
He's been gone a year. You should get over it. Are you kidding me?
Well, I've had people who lost husbands that they've been together for 65 years. It's like a part of them. You're never going to completely get over that grief entirely. You're always going to feel that. Or it doesn't matter. Or it doesn't. Your grief is personal to you. Please, you take the time you need. And you be gentle with yourself. And you give yourself the time that you need, and you be kind to yourself. And listen, you talk to people that are willing to listen to you and give you kindness and understanding and compassion.
Yeah. And Sally.
So when it comes to like negativity and people that are telling, maybe we need to kind of just, maybe just keep them a little bit at a distance temporarily until you get to an easier place.
Sally just said, thank you for asking the question. She says, thank you for answering it, because having the same problem with my immediate family, and it's shocking to me to think I should just move on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And and there's a couple of other people who are saying, parents, Kathy's parents died within 9 months, and she's still having a hard time. So yeah, nobody tells you.
No one's got the right to tell you how you feel and how your grief should be, should look, or the time limit it should be. I mean, that's a personal individual. As I said, as long as you are doing things to try to step forward, that is all you can ask of yourself. Period.
Well, it doesn't look like.
I'm going to shut that down.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great. People just, and I'm not saying that they don't mean well.
They think
they just don't. Sometimes. They just don't know, because perhaps maybe grief hasn't touched them in the way it's touched you. And so in their defense, they just don't get it. And so don't be angry. Just understand that they just don't get it.
Yeah.
They just don't get it. And, and maybe they never will. But it's
I think
not, they don't need to. It's yours.
I think people think that that's helpful in some way when they do that. They tell they think they're helping, but again, grief is very personal.
Very
we all grieve very differently.
Yes.
And it goes, honestly, we've all been there. It goes in waves. You have your good days, you have your bad days.
Right. But that's showing you're making steps forward, and then you might have a little bit of better, like 4 steps forward, 2 feet back, 1 foot forward, 1 foot. But as long as you're moving forward, even if you have a little setback, grief is because you loved. And if you're grieving hard, it's because you loved hard. And there's no shame in that. And there's no shame in needing to take 3 months, 5 months, 2, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
It's up to you.
Period. Well, it looks like I think everybody's voted. We didn't get the exact number, so we're going to go with the closest. So if you want to show your number.
Okay. So someone's going to win a reading. Here it is. Okay. So you're going to read, you're going to win it, and it's a soul session, mediumship, whatever you want. The number is
52. And
52.
The closest number underneath 52 was Christina Surrett with 46 was her number.
Hey, Christina, congratulations.
Congratulations.
So message me on Facebook. Give me your email address. Give me your time zone you're in. What time zone are you in? Give me the best days of the week that work best for you. Give me some options of days and times. I'll respond back to you tonight or tomorrow. It'll be, I don't know if it'll be tonight, or tomorrow. Just message me, and then I'll get right back to you, and we'll get you on the calendar. Okay, so looking forward to it. Congratulations. If any of you guys want a reading with me, go on my MonicaTurlings.com page. Click on the menu, the page, book a personal reading. You can book it all right there, and you can find your time, your day, the type of reading. It's all there for you. Simple, easy steps that you can do to have a reading with me if you'd like it. They're 1 hour. Also, just know when you book on my calendar system, you must receive a email with a Zoom link and password and meeting ID. Okay, so you will receive that email. If you don't receive that email, then perhaps you didn't finalize the transaction, the booking process. Because there's a couple steps. So sometimes we kind of lose our we get distracted or something. But just understand that. Also, always look in your inbox, your junk folder, your spam folder for any of those confirmation emails. Just because I don't want to land in the spam folder or the junk folder. I don't have any control, so just in case. I always say always look there. I'm always looking in my junk folder and spam folder every day because I get good stuff, important stuff that land in there, and I don't know why. So anyway, I just want to say that as well. Okay, guys. So I hope you guys really enjoyed tonight's topic on motivation. I hope it helped you in some way. I hope the topics or the questions that we had today and answered might have been something of great value and help for you guys today. I'm always coming on here to, connect with you guys, to just, be here and share some things that I know, answer questions, do giveaways, share the teachings from the guides. And I hope all of you in some way enjoyed it in some way today. Okay, that's what my hope is. You guys are amazing, and I'm so happy you guys chimed in today. So I'll be back next Monday. Okay, so I'll be back. I don't know what the topic's going to be, but I'm going to be back next Monday. And until next time, okay?
All right, guys. Have a great week.
You guys be amazing. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.